deal, everyone? This is Tosha, and you're tuning into the Supernova Tosha Shaw podcast, the show that addresses social issues and how it affects our community. And today we are going to be discussing Coldplay's Kiss Cam Chaos. You guys remember what happened at the Coldplay concert with the Kiss Cam? Everybody knows the famous Kiss Cam or Jumbotron, whatever you refer to it as. Yes, so we all know who Andy Byron is by now. Yep, he is the CEO who kissed the girl and tried to play shy. Oh my gosh, as if we didn't all see it. We saw you, and then he was trying to duck, and she's trying to cover her face. We know who you are. You remember the song by High Five that says, "You kiss me when we're playing the kissing game." Anyway, I cannot sing to save my life, but I still love that song. Honestly, this is why I don't even have time for television, like real TV, because real life is salacious, it is scandalous, it's steamy, and let's be real, it is 100 times more entertaining than anything that a screenwriter could ever dream of. So here's the breakdown. So what began as a lighthearted moment during a Coldplay concert in Boston quickly spiraled into a viral corporate controversy that captured national attention, nationwide. So the incident that occurred during the concert, the stadium's infamous kiss cam scanned the crowd, eventually landing on a man and a woman that were seated close together. And as their faces appeared on the massive Jumbotron, the couple immediately reacted. They started covering their faces and they started to attempt to hide their identities. And then that brief, awkward moment sparked immediate curiosity, especially once the internet sleuths began doing what they do best. What do they do best? Investigate. The internet is famous for having the best PIs ever. All you have to do is put someone's face on there, and the sleuths start getting to sleuthing. They know the first name, the last name, their occupation, where they were, where they live. They found all their social media, all their social media contacts, platforms, and they get to doing what they do best. I tell you, the internet is the best. It never, ever stops. I use it for fun. God, I love the internet. Love the internet. So anyway, it wasn't long before the internet identified the two individuals as Andy Byron. He was then a CEO of data and analytics company Astronomer, and then Kirsten Cabot. She's the company's chief people officer. Given their positions within the same organization and the visibility of the moment, speculation grew rapidly regarding the nature of their relationship and whether it crossed professional boundaries. You think? Well, in the days following the incident, an astronomer conducted an internal review, and then soon after, Byron submitted his resignation, stepping down from his role as the CEO. Well, his departure was seen by many as an acknowledgement of the seriousness of the matter and the importance of leadership accountability, especially in an era where corporate culture and workplace ethics are under increased scrutiny. Um, I don't know. I saw something that was released saying that his privacy was violated, and you're at a concert and you're on the jumbotron, so make it make sense. Anyway, Astronomer released a statement affirming its commitment to upholding ethical standards and responsible leadership. The company has emphasized that its leaders are expected to model integrity and professionalism at all time, both inside and outside the workplace. The statement also noted that Byron's actions failed to meet those expectations, promoting his resignation, prompting his resignation rather. So while it started with a spontaneous moment on a stadium screen, the incident serves as a high-profile reminder. In today's digital world, personal choices, especially for those in leadership, can have very public, very professional consequences. His public appearance on a jumbotron intended to boost astronomers' visibility. It resulted in widespread criticism, stakeholder dissatisfaction, and ultimately, you know, he ended up resigning. The incident underscores the risks of uncoordinated public visibility in leadership, especially in companies rooted in developer trust and open source culture. Byron's public appearance on a Jumbotron, intended as a moment to enhance astronomers' visibility, ultimately triggered widespread criticism, stakeholder concern, and his eventual resignation, of course, and what was meant to showcase the leadership and brand momentum. Instead, it exposed the risk of unscripted and uncoordinated visibility, particularly for companies grounded in developer trust and open source community values and the public opinion. So, um, public opinion basically, well, okay, so social media reactions were overwhelmingly negative. Yeah. And with many users criticizing the tone and the context of the appearance. Um, so I don't know if he was supposed to, from this is what is, was he supposed to be there to be visible for the company's good? And then he just got caught up in a moment where I don't know if it was the music, the lighting, the mood, everything was just romanticized. So he just held his girl. Um, yeah. Developer communities openly mocked the moment, highlighting a perceived disconnect between Byron's demeanor and astronomers' mission driven identity. Tech journalists began questioning whether the company was drifting from its core product focus in favor of executive self promotion. Wow. Okay. So internally, the impact was equally significant. Employees expressed discomfort and embarrassment across the internal communication channels. Can you imagine you didn't do something, but you're just completely embarrassed to be associated with a company that had a top big executive do something so embarrassing? Wow. Okay. So concerns surfaced that the CEO's increasing public presence was becoming a liability for the company's value and reputation. Absolutely. I concur. This led to a growing sense of misalignment between leadership and staff and further straining morale and internal cohesion. Now, if you haven't seen it, I do have it. I have the video and I'll go ahead and roll the footage for you. So I want you to go ahead and take a few minutes and view this infamous, infamous, chaotic Coldplay Kiss Cam video. So we're gonna go ahead and roll the camera.
In an extraordinary chain of events, there was a Coldplay concert. And where was the Coldplay concert? I was at Gillette Stadium, home to the NFL's New England Patriots in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And here is what happened. They had like the kiss cam kind of thing that goes around. And I guess we should play it. Do we have the video? That zeroed in on this one couple. And I'll describe it for the listening audience, though I imagine 99% of the audience has seen this clip already because it's gone totally viral. Let's watch it.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
It turns out the man is, hold on, his name is, he's an astronomer. He's a CEO of a company called Astronomer. Hold on.
Yeah, Andy Byron, I think is his name.
Thank you. Andy Byron.
Yes.
And his HR director, that's who he's holding in there. And I'll give you her name too in a second. I got it all in here. It's spread out across my packet. Stand by. It's my favorite story. I should have been more prepared. It's in the update. Is it in the update? Yeah. Sorry, guys. Bear with me.
That's all right.
So much paper and so little time. Okay. His name, is Andy Byron, Byron, and he's the CEO of a company called Astronomer, and that is his chief people officer. Is that what we're calling HR now? That is so weird. Chief people officer, Kristen Cabot, Cabot. The problem here is that Andy Byron is married to someone other than Kristen Cabot, who, again, the irony of her being head of HR, and he has 2 children, and it appears that they were caught in what appears to be an affair. And here's the latest reporting. That Byron and his wife, both 50, live in Northborough, which I think is by Foxborough, Massachusetts. And per Mrs. SpaceX on X, who is heavily covering and tracking the story, his wife has now deactivated her account. The wife later dropped her married name on her Facebook account, to the delight of Mrs. SpaceX, who wrote, "What a class act. Go, Megan. Get that divorce lawyer and get the money." Okay, so this is all speculation because none of this has been confirmed by the relevant players. But what we do know for sure is that this is the guy that is his head of HR. They were caught in an obvious embrace. And as soon as that cam went on them and they saw their image up on the thing, it was the worst cover up ever. She turned her back to the camera and he just like he looked totally humiliated, embarrassed. It's like, hello, everybody knows to just act like you didn't do anything wrong. You got to keep holding and then make it into like a dance. That's all it was. It was a dance. It wasn't an embrace. So do something other than turn and cower in humiliation, Camille.
He did so many things wrong. I mean, the very first thing is, and look, I've never cheated on my wife. I'm not cheating on my wife. I love you, baby. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm great. But if I did it, to borrow a phrase from O.J. Simpson, I sure as hell am not going to take my side chick to a stadium with 65,000 strangers and just kind of march through the crowd and go up to our box and then be holding her in a warm embrace at a Coldplay concert. I think that the actual star of this story, though, is Chris Martin, who decides, given an opportunity here to let these people off the hook and just let the camera move along, to suggest explicitly that these people are either having an affair. I mean, seriously? You just throw the fans under the bus who paid their hard-earned money for these tickets?
Maybe he's
probably for a very expensive box.
Just being an accelerationist, Camille. He's just trying to get them faster to where they were maybe going all along.
Maybe he didn't believe it. It feels like the only reason he would say that is if he didn't believe it, if he just thought they were camera shy and he's giving him a hard time. But as it turns out, he may have been correct. We don't have confirmation of that. Take it with a grain of salt. There could be some other innocent explanation. As much as we all trust Mrs. SpaceX and her reporting, we really don't have this confirmed, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And honestly, it's alarming because every woman sees that and has like a shudder go down her spine that like your marriage could go up in an instant based on really bad judgment. People do this. They have affairs, marriages fall apart, normally not in such a public way where you've got Chris Martin involved. Here, we've got the right clip now. Let's watch it.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. Oof. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Oh, she's talking to her friend. That's her friend.
She whips her back to the camera.
Yeah.
And he actually bends down to get out of like squatting to get out of the sight. Honestly, they should have listened to me. Look, well, he's really hugging her. It's tight.
Yeah, you just lean in. You have to lean in at that point.
Right?
Like you
got to like kiss her on the top of her head and be like, she's so cute, my head of HR. She's been through a lot. Somebody just died. That's why I'm holding her like that. I don't know. I'm not sure what you do, but I don't think this is it, Matt
It is
Welsh.
a pity Moynihan isn't here because he would have great advice. You just
well, he wouldn't be turning and shying away. I think he has a certain transparency in the way he lives his life. Megan, I'm just alarmed a little bit by the level of specificity in your suggestions for how to avoid PDAs with your side piece.
You know what? It's because I'm an actress now. I don't know if you caught my premiere in With Love, Meghan, my Meghan Markle parody, but I'm an actress now.
I did see. Yeah.
And let me explain to you how it works in the improv world, since you clearly don't know. it's just everything's a yes. You don't say no. It's like, yes, I'm on camera. Yes, I'm hugging. Yes, it's no problem. Yes, it's never like, no, I wasn't doing it. It's you threw something at me and we're going to go with it. Okay. So try to
what
keep
about
up,
it?
Welsh. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's great advice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the problem. When you haven't been the way I have to outer space, you don't know things. See, this guy and I will probably get along. He's an astronomer. I'm an astronaut. We should probably connect. He should give me the exclusive.
Are you auditioning for something here? Seems very loving.
Definitely not. I feel about my spouse the way Camille feels about his.
All right. So welcome back, everyone. After viewing the video, please go ahead and drop your thoughts below, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. Let's go ahead and drop some comments and let's start a discussion on your feelings on what took place, or do you even care? Is it something that bothers you, or you know what, this is rich people problems, it doesn't bother you and you could care less? Well, at first I found myself questioning why Byron felt the need to withdraw or to resign from the company, right? And hear me out. Now the rationale behind all of that is that so initially, my perspective, it seemed like he was simply having a private moment, something unrelated to work, right? So I feel like as long as you can do your job, you're doing your job to the best of your ability, and you're not causing any issues, and you're getting the work done. It's efficient. You're doing it with integrity and high morals. You're not damaging any employees or anyone at your job. It's not damaging a person, or it's not damaging the company, the reputation. Well, not really the reputation, but it's not impacting the work in a negative way, right? So to me, I'm like, okay, so he's having a private moment, something that's really unrelated to work. And then personally, I believe that as long as someone shows up, performs responsibly, and meet the expectations of their role, their private life should remain exactly that, which is private. However, um, I've had a change of heart because didn't really I didn't really know everything. I just know what I saw initially was just plastered all over. And I didn't really much pay attention to it until I kept seeing that it was growing and growing and growing, and everyone's posting it. So the issue here is not that, his actions, which may have otherwise stayed private, were unintentionally broadcasted on the Jumbotron for the world to see. But once that moment became public, especially under the glare of a negative public opinion, the situation changed dramatically. And it did change for me once I found out, more, start peeling the onion, as I say. You peel the onion and you start to find out more things other than the superficial, the surface of what you see. But let's be honest. When a man is caught engaging in an extramarital affair, the fallout doesn't just affect his partner. It affects the children, the extended family, and in his case, an entire company. So it creates a ripple effect, which the scandal went viral. Okay, so this is a moment that went viral, and it was viral, stayed viral for weeks. And with the footage being replayed, it parroted and spoofed across multiple platforms for weeks on end. The embarrassment became constant and inescapable. So it was not only embarrassing for the individuals that it happened to, but also for their families, and it just affected a lot of people. Um, and did you see the young lady that was next to them? She could not contain herself. She wanted to bust a gut laugh, but she was just covering and try to be as demure as possible. But we're going to touch on that one. So, all right. So when you consider the stakeholders who have millions invested and rely on the public integrity of the leadership, it becomes more and more clear why stepping down may have been the most responsible course of action, right? Okay, so the damage wasn't just reputational, it was cultural, financial, and deeply personal for everyone that is involved. The other party involved is Christian Cabot. So Christian stepped to the front, you're not getting away at all, Kristen. So, Kristen Cabot serves as Chief People Officer, Head of HR at Astronomer. Now, she joined the company in November 2024, bringing with her a reputation for robust talent management and people operations. So, she wasn't there very long, right? CEO Andy Byron lauded her as a proven leader whose exceptional leadership and deep expertise in talent management, employee engagement, and scaling people's strategies were invaluable to Astronomer's rapid growth. Now, on the Kiss Cam, when Coldplay's frontman Chris Martin quipped, either they're having an affair or they're just shy. Chris Martin, messy, messy, messy. That was the moment that froze in everyone's mind and sent the internet sleuth seeking for answers. Had they just played it smooth, no one would have been wiser. But how are they going to play it smooth? Because I don't know, you're up there on the Jumbotron. I guess, a lot of people get caught on the Jumbotron, and because they just don't react the way that Andy and Kristen reacted, you don't, even if you see it, it just goes out of your mind, and maybe he didn't have to step down or what have you. I don't know, but Chris Martin, that was hilarious. He said they're either having an affair or they're just really shy. And he knows. He knows. You know. So, anyways, it has been speculated, particularly across social media and informal online forums, that the woman standing next to Kristen Cabot and Andy Byron during the now infamous Kiss Cam moment may have originally been under consideration for the Chief People Officer, the CPO role at Astronomer. Now, according to this unverified claim, the position was allegedly reassigned to Kristen Cabot due to a personal relationship that she shared with CEO Andy Byron. Now, after conducting a thorough review of available public information, there is no credible evidence to substantiate these allegations. So, a lot of people were saying that the one that was standing next to her, she was next in line, but then because Christian and Andy had an intimate relationship, she was picked over the woman standing next to her for the position CPO in HR. But again, I tried my best to, I looked high, I looked low to see if there was anything that could substantiate any proof of this, and I found nothing. So, in fact, reputable sources describe Christian Cabot as a seasoned HR leader and a strong track record. And she officially joined Astronomer as the Chief People Officer in November 2024. Now, upon her appointment, CEO Andy Byron publicly praised her depth of expertise in talent management, employee engagement, and people strategy, emphasizing her ability to scale operations at high growth companies. Now, these statements, along with her prior experience, suggest that her appointment was based on professional merit and not on personal favoritism. At present, there are just absolutely no reliable reports or documented claims to suggest that another candidate had been formally offered the role before. So I'm really not sure how people came up with this. I'm going to call it rumor for now because there's nothing that says it. So I don't know. Maybe because it was so scandalous, they decided to add a little bit more. Because they were even saying that the woman that was standing next to her was just, trying not to laugh so hard, that she set it up. And I'm like, how could she set it up? You're literally just standing there. And if they see a couple together, they're going to go ahead and put the kiss cam on them. So I don't know how she set it up, but again, it sounds good. It makes great for propaganda. So I don't know. Again, these claims are unverified and unsupported by any factual reporting. Again, I couldn't find anything. I searched as much as one could search, and I didn't find anything that corroborated this. So there you have it. So regarding her personal background, Christian Cabot was previously married to Kenneth C. Thornberry. I'm sorry, Thornby, not Thornberry, Thornby. So she was married to Kenneth C. Thornby. The couple had filed for divorce in 2018, which was finalized in 2022, and they share one child. Now it says she is reportedly now married to Andrew Cabot, a CEO of Privateer Rum and a member of the prominent Boston based Cabot family. Um, Property records show that the couple jointly purchased a 2.2 million home in New Hampshire, listed as husband and wife on the deed. However, the couple has not publicly confirmed their current marital status. Notably, Kristen Cabot was seen without a wedding ring during the viral Coldplay video that sparked public backlash. While online rumors have emerged regarding favoritism in Kristen Cabot's hiring, um, yeah, again, there's nothing to substantiate it. Um, it just looks like the decision appeared, aligned with her professional qualifications. And through all this controversy that surrounding her personal life has undeniably complicated public perception. So, um, I'm just thinking what it's doing to that family if they come from high society, the Cabot family, and I'm pretty sure the husband, well, anyway, I don't want to speculate. We can just kind of see. Go ahead and drop what you think is going on behind scenes. If I would get anything to be a fly on the wall at family dinner, I'm sure attorneys have been brought in. I'm sure her in-laws are just, you know, ripping into her, and yeah, there's some uncomfortable times going on in that home. It does say that with her first husband, she shares a child with him. So again, there's a child involved in this. And a lot of times, we like to say, oh, I'm grown, I can do what I want. But at the end of the day, what you do does affect your family. And I always say to mine, you don't want to write a chapter for your family that's going to be embarrassing. And so you have to be mindful. You're not into this world by yourself. You have it's like a tree, and you have stems, and you have roots, and um, branches and everything. And so you're not here alone. Um, and you have to be mindful of how you are, because it does uh, affect your other family members. So yeah, that's the only part I feel bad for, when they're children. You know what I mean? 'Cause they go to school, they get teased, they get talked about, and they just don't have enough world experience to deal with this sort of pressure. So that's who. Although it's a crazy story, and you can get your laugh or everything, but at the end of the day, there's kids involved. Okay, excuse me. So recently, Byron has been the subject of a new scandal reported by media outlets. So allegedly, he spent over $250,000 on OnlyFans. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Um, $250,000 on OnlyFans. Including subscriptions and private content, an issue further highlighted by a creator. His personal reputation remains under intense public scrutiny, and the OnlyFans information was revealed via leaked private messages. Um, I read that legal experts know that the Kiss Cam scandal likely won't affect any divorce settlement under California's no fault divorce laws. I have to say, California has um, some very colorful divorce laws. I guess because there's just so much money out there, they have to, you know, anyway. Um, yeah, so infidelity does not influence financial outcomes unless the marital funds where Christian Cabot, the former CPO of Astronomer, has she has also resigned from Astronomer, and she has been removed from the company's leadership page. Yeah, so there you have it. Wow, that was quite scandalous, very, very scandalous. Anywho, best of luck to them, their families, and all parties involved. But yeah, for next time, hopefully there won't be a next time. Um, yeah, but there's no other information. I would love to follow it because it just reminds me of a soap opera. And I live a pretty boring life, but I like it. I like boring. I always wake up and pray for peace and tranquility. I don't want anything to rock the boat. Um, I'm at half a century years old, and the next half, um, I just want to just sail through, as they say, in your soft era, in your no problem era, in that zone where you're just like, you relax, you work, vacation, travel, discover, learn, relax, vacation, and just sail through while meditating. That's the era that I want to be in. I don't need scandal. I want to watch it and enjoy it and laugh and be like, whew, thank goodness it's not happening to me. I want to enjoy it from a distance, not close up. Anyways, to my loyal family, the Supernova Tosha Show podcast can be heard on these apps such as Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, and also iHeartRadio. The goal is to be on the 10 best podcast list to listen to. So please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and also spread the word. So you guys out there in Facebook land, I forgot my numbers where I'm up to in Facebook, but thank you all for tuning in, liking my Facebook, but also go over to my YouTube channel, right? And like and subscribe. I am so grateful for your time. I want to thank you for being so attentive. I appreciate your presence. Be careful, be safe, walk good, and peace be still.